data is definitely key, but as per the results of the Financial Crime Survey, data and technology constraints has been identified as a top challenge, not only being considered by the chief compliance officers, but also the heads of key business and enabling functions. Armughan, based on your institutional experience of the bank's compliance transformation in Germany, what are your propositions on how can we address these data and technology challenges, and how critical is optimization of technology through data-driven models and its ongoing validation?
Thank you very much, Mavia. They can just before I head on to answer your question, there are a few data points जो मैं आपसे सबसे share करना चाहता हूँ. Let's look back a few years. We talked about, yes, this occasion is today about celebration as well, and we have had success. Let's celebrate that. Let's take a pause and let's move forward. Our recent most crisis in the country was COVID. Representing my franchise, HBL, and rest of the industry here as part of the core services, we came out of it because of digital, right? Next was the floods which we had last year, unfortunate part. Through the Benazir Income Support Program, through the rest of the efforts, through as mandated by State Bank and as Government of Pakistan, we came out. We provided a sizable support to a certain percentage of our population through digital. ठीक है, तो जो question about digital है, this is I think we have to move away from the discussion. We have been discussing it for the 3, 4, 5 years now, and much more than that. It's time for action. Digital is not a means, it's a means to an end, you know. मेरे लिए सबसे important चीज़ ये है कि fundamentally the mindset of the individuals, the mindset of the leadership, the mindset of the front line which we have talked about, that is the main, that is the main driver. If you're able to change that mindset, digital just becomes an enabler. That's just a part of it, and like so many other things, digital भी एक तरीका है जिसको हम roll out करें और उस पे काम करें और काम कर रहे हैं. Some context here on the, and I'll come back to the digital part. When we were in Islamabad and we were having this discussion, Commissioner Saab was there as well with the APG group. The broader question for us, which seemed like, and we all know in our hearts here, that as this country, we would be, whether it's a perception or reality, we would be viewed differently, right? We are still being viewed differently, with a sense of suspicion, with a sense of more needs to be done. Alhamdulillah, we are sitting at a good foundation which has been worked through in the last 4 or 5 years, State Bank, multiple support mechanism, Government of Pakistan, lots of enablement. We have done phenomenal amount of work. But this has just put us in a good pedestal where we need to do much more. अच्छा, जब much more पे आते हैं, तो we have to acknowledge the fact that we, whilst our NRA is still being refreshed, we would still be, jurisdictionally, we'll be a high-risk country, right? We have long borders, and I don't need to say more. Those areas where there is a TF risk, there is a fundamental T risk as well, which is again taking shape as we speak, right? So how as a franchise, how as collectively as industry, when we talk about manning current 30 million customers of HBL or the 50 million of our customers in a few years' time, the only way is through digital, right? But my mindset को वापस इसलिए लाऊंगा कि the mindset of the sales force, the first line, are the business owners, not the sales force, right? The people walking in, the KYC part, the relationship part, what's risky for us is fundamental in terms of giving me that right support. I will put in the bots, right? We in terms of getting the enablements, in terms of getting the MI, the red flags, everything, all of us sitting here, we are all doing that great work. Trust me, we are focusing very hard, especially the franchise here. The first and most important is the front line. The second biggest part is how, as CCOs here, we are able to convince our teams कि भाई आप लोगों का survival, FCC compliance team का survival in terms of your professional growth is learning digital, right? Digital in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years time, otherwise we all will be out of jobs, right? So it's a fundamental professional question which all of us in the room have to understand that it is a livelihood. So there is an problem, Mavia, ये है कि digital is not a one pit stop. ये जी digital है, ये bot है, ये मैं भी लगा दूँ, हुसनैन साहब भी लगा दें, इरफान भी लगा. No, it's every bank has a unique journey, every bank has a unique portfolio, every bank has a unique data set. So whilst we talk about the part where we have had successes, we have come a long way, I think the mindset shift, the people part is the fundamental part. आप हमें पहले people को लाना पड़ेगा. We've talked about earlier about the resources gap which we are having. It will continue to happen. With our state of play, our extraordinary situation we are in, Middle East opening up, West opening up, compliance, audit folks would always be in demand, and they'll be more in demand, and we will struggle to retain them. The only proposition we should be selling is we can make you an extremely world-class compliance professional through digital enablement. You can learn, you can implement, you can be the enabler of the change. So a lot of the efforts from the top, the investments at bots, investments at digital needs to happen, needs to be sanctioned at the top. So whilst we talk about कि जी अब हम आगे बढ़ें, आगे बढ़ने के लिए with the financial inclusion element of Pakistan, we have got a very significant percentage of the population who's under 30, under 35. उनको cater करना है, उनके patterns क्या हैं, with the economic upsurge, what's going to be a new red flag in 12 months' time may be very different. Because unfortunately, if we're looking down, we're looking at a country, we're looking down at a situation which is pretty tough. We will have to rethink through financial crime. We have to think through the red flags, and how, as an ecosystem, we are going to survive and inshallah thrive on it. Just a couple of minutes I like to spend कि जो पूरा APG का fundamental जो objective है, और जिसमें हम we all colleagues together, we regularly meet up as well, we discuss our challenges, and we have great support from our regulator, is to bring sustainability. And whilst I can put digital, I can start bringing those regulatory filings, the entire ecosystems of the other sectors, of LEAs have to come together. So I think digital is absolutely critical, time for action, and time for implementations of those better standards, but it is going to be a journey. इसमें एक साल में, 12 महीने में, 1.5 साल में हमें success नहीं मिलेगी, but we'll have to continue working towards it. So I hope I've answered your question here in some way.